Hey there guys, it's me Rachel, and today I am filming my March wrap-up. This month I read a total of 5 books. Pretty good. I don't really have a reading challenge this year. I am just reading at whatever pace I want to read and not pressuring myself because I found last year I had some anxiety over finishing my reading challenge. So I thought that this was a good month for reading. I've started the year off, I think, very well. And the first book I finished this month was Feed. I had filmed a review on this novel, but the footage did not sync up well with the audio and the talking. So that won't be going up. Basically, Feed is the story of this 17-year-old boy, 18-year-old boy, who lives in a world where people have feeds in their head, meaning like they kind of have like a Twitter feed going on in their head, and it is custom to each person and helps you buy things through it by knowing what you like and suggesting other things that you might like. And just the feed is basically like how you live, and it kind of detracts from the social human interaction. And it was a very interesting concept, very terrifying. I just found that it wasn't executed as well. It focuses a lot on the main character's relationship with this girl, Violet, whose feed malfunctions and having to, deal with that. And it just, I wish it didn't go in that direction, because if it was just about the feeds malfunctioning and how that would work for society and how society would function, I think that would have been like really, really well executed, but it wasn't. And while the concept is interesting and terrifying, I just didn't really like it. I think I gave that 1 out of 5 stars because I was kind of fed up with it at the end of everything. The next book I finished this month was Cry, the Beloved Country by Alan Paton. I read this for my AP Lit class. It was okay. It tells the story of this man, Stephen Kumalu, who is a preacher, and he goes in South Africa, and he goes to Johannesburg from his country town that I don't remember exactly. I just remember I didn't know how to pronounce it. And Johannesburg is like the total different, like the total side. Johannesburg is basically the polar opposite of everything that he knows, and he's lost his sister, his brother, and his son to the city, and basically it's about him learning to accept that people change and dealing with those changes now and trying to like rectify them and accepting and moving on. I think I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I liked it. Not my favorite. We watched it along with Dances with Wolves, which is Kevin Costner's film, which I didn't really care for either. But yeah. The next book I read this month was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I absolutely adored Vicious. I believe I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And I had a review for this too, but that did not go well. Planned like for the video matching up with the words. Basically, it's the story, you've heard this like talked about so many times, and I don't have anything new really to add to the conversation other than the fact about how much I loved it. It's about 2 guys who were friends in college 10 years ago who now have become like supervillains, and kind of going back and forth between those 2 timelines and seeing how their relationships changed and trying to justify what they've done and trying to do what they think is right in life, and just so good. Totally recommend it. I need to go buy it as soon as I get some money. I also read The Beginning of Everything this month by Robin Schneider. I think that's her last name. I posted a video review on this, so I don't want to say all that much. I was just disappointed by this and found it was overhyped and hard for me, who really loves Gatsby. So if anything is remotely like influenced or kind of like a modern retelling, I will judge it very harshly. So while it wasn't my cup of tea, it might be yours. It could have been a really cute contemporary fiction for me, but I didn't like it. And then the last book I read this month, which is also like the only book I actually own, was The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I read this yesterday, March 30th. I read it in a day. And it's just cute. It was a nice little kind of like contemporary book. I liked it. I had read it my freshman year of high school, and so now I was like, alright, I'm gonna read it again and maybe finish the series. because, oh, I also forgot about a book, but I recently bought 2 books that I'm not really going to buy anymore anytime soon, so I didn't justify it to show in a haul. But another book I finished this month was, I don't know where it is, here it is, Veronica Mars. This was the $1,000 tan line, I believe. I will pull up the cover on my Kindle, that's what I'm looking at. I'm sorry I'm not looking at you, but this is it, Veronica Mars, the $1,000 tan line, and I loved this. This was 5 out of 5 stars. This is a continuation of where the movie leaves off. It basically follows Veronica and her life now and solving a new case and just the other, you know, characters and how that all mixes in, and I really liked it. I read it really quickly and really did not want it to end because it was, oh, I miss Veronica Mars. I really loved the movie, if you're curious. I saw that in March. I saw the day it came out. It was so great. It was so epic. You get what I mean? Love fans. I don't know. But no, I love Veronica Mars so much. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. I'm so glad that I read it, and that I've watched it and seen the movie and just like, love Rob Thomas. Alright, so now onto my TBR right now for April. Like, I'm not gonna stick close to this, so like, don't hold me accountable. Right now I'm in the middle of 2 books. I'm 82 pages into The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and like, it's okay. I'm kind of digging it. So I'd like to finish that this month and see if I want to continue on with the series. Yeah, but like, it's alright. Not the hugest fan right now. I also have been reading the second summer of The Sisterhood, and this series is by Anne Brashares. The $1,000 tan line was by Rob Thomas and Jennifer Graham. I feel like I had to say that. Feed was M.T. Anderson. I don't remember if I said this. But yeah, so this like is the continuation. This is the next summer after the first one. So I'd like to finish this month and finish The Darkest Minds, like, for sure. I'd also like to read Girls in Pants, which is the 3rd summer of the Sisterhood. I think that would be cool to finish. I also, fun fact, picked up an ARC of this at a library book sale, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I also, next would be Forever in Blue, the 4th summer of the Sisterhood. Ta-da! This is the 4th one. It's yellow, although it looks kind of orangey on camera. What does the orange one look like? Like, that looks orange. Okay, so like, you can see it's yellow, not orange. Rachel. And then I picked this book up like last Thursday or something crazy like that for like $5.99. The Sisterhood Everlasting, and this is like 10 years after the last book. So like they're like 16, so like they're like almost 30 is my guess. I don't know. I shouldn't read the inside cover, Rachel. But yeah, I picked this up. It's kind of like damaged a little here. But other than that, like, it's really good, and I don't know why they're selling it for so cheap. But I'm just excited, because that means now I own the whole series, and I'm just binge reading it. It still has, I'm kind of just flipping through. I was kind of spoiled on it, so I think I know what happened. So these next few books I am not, you know, I don't have to read this month. I'm not, like, forcing myself to, but I have a shelf on my bookcase that is all books that I own and I want to read, but I haven't read, and it's kind of a goal of mine to start reading them this year, so I can, you know, move them to my read side of my bookcase, which right now my bookcase has like no order. It's just sorted into read and unread, except for like a favorite shelf and a books I really want to read. First shelf. So the first book for that is The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen. I just mentioned this in the Kiss Me, I'm Irish tag, and I haven't read it. I really want to. Look, I even have a bookmark of a cat in here. Like, it was on the title page, so I did not get far, but I just got a new bookmark of a cat. Wow. So I'd like to read this, and it's starting to get warmer, so maybe I'll be inspired to pick this up. I also have Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Therese Ann Fowler. Okay, I love Zelda Fitzgerald. I pre-ordered this last March, and I still haven't read it, and so I really need to, because it's sitting on my shelf collecting dust, and I need to read it right now. So I really, really want to get to this. And then on my Kindle, I have Shadow and Bone, the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and Wonder by R.J. Palacio, which I've had for a while and I would like to read. So those are my plans for this upcoming April, possibly. Who knows, I might do a totally different direction. But let me know what you want to read in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!